Hey there, everybody. Welcome on back. So we're going to be doing a bit of Satisfactory for something different today. Let's get into the game and then I can explain why. That one. Hopefully, I'll kick it in a minute. There we go. So normally I'll be streaming with my daughter today. Unfortunately, she's not feeling the greatest today, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of Satisfactory for a change, and hopefully she'll be better to stream for next week. So, one thing I wanted to focus on, I think, today is going to be my fuel plant. One thing I did notice the other day when I was streaming is it wasn't doing the best, and I had to break down a couple of the fuel generators. So I think what we'll do is we'll grab some bits and pieces, and we'll head over there in just a sec. Heck, I've got all the keys now. Right, let's change it over to the jetpack. There we go. But hopefully you guys are all having a great morning so far. Obviously it is Saturday once again. And it's Saturday the 28th of February, so January I should say. So almost the end of the month already. Blimey, it's gone quickly. Right, so let's grab some more fuel because I'm probably going to need it. Just one should be enough. Yeah, I'll keep all of that lot for now. Right, so we're going to need enough to cover adding a handful of generators. So let's have a look at the power. And we're going to be adding the fuel generators. So that one? Nope, it's that one. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have realised, but in the game, if you want to do more than just one, because normally if you just do this, you can just do one. But if you actually hold down the shift key and then add it, it'll do it in increments of 10, which I think is kind of cool. Right, so I'm definitely going to need that. So let me grab some computers. They're right here. Actually, I've got some in one of the boxes over here, which I think is that one. Yeah, just grab some of them. So 5, 10, 200, and grab a few extras just in case while I'm at it. Quick wires out the front. I don't know if I've got any rubber in here. Let's have a little look. Yes, we do. Right there. And just grab a lot of this. I always like to have that little list up on the side just so I know exactly the amount I'm going to at least minimum wise. Motors, I think they're on the top level there. Let's have a look. Ba-ba-da-ba-dam. Oh, am I going blind? Motors, motors, motors. I'm pretty sure I've got some here somewhere. Nope. Unless they're in one of the containers behind me. Probably, not my luck. I don't think I've got them up and running yet. Oh, there we go. You had some in here somewhere. So I need 750 of these. Oh, come on, mouse, behave. And also I grab a few extra just in case. What I'll probably do is end up leaving some down the far end, because obviously that is one area I do want to focus on, trying to get it up and running a little bit better. 500 of these, cool. Be nice if they stacked a little bit more than just the 50. Maybe like in increments of 100 be quite nice. And let's get you going. Yeah, that should be more than enough. Right, so obviously I'll need now some quick wire. And I should have a couple of containers out here with it coming in. Quick wires down the far end, I believe. Actually, I should really use up some of this rubber and stuff out here, but it is what it is. One more. I'll go for an extra couple just in case. And there is the train. So one thing I did get on and do yesterday and after the stream on Wednesday is I actually went through and basically did the train station. Obviously, I imported that one from the blueprints on the website, and I didn't really like it. Well, I liked it, but I didn't. It was a bit of an issue getting the stations in. Um, I had a lot of playing around with it, and the way you have to do it is you have to have one station outside the front, and then put one in, click one inside. It's kind of a weird way of doing it. So what I ended up doing is just creating my own, using that as a sort of blueprint, as it were, to create my own station there. So I've got both trains now hooked up, one heading in one direction, one heading the other. They bring this product in, it's great. Obviously I did go through, raised up the railway track there, so yeah, I'm not too bad. Obviously I've still got some bits there to remove. I think at some point I do need to focus on my water extractors over there, maybe set them up a little bit nicer. And I just noticed, I don't know if it was just me, I'm sure I just seen some of them weren't powered up for some reason. Let me just jump over here quickly. Da, 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 da. Either that or it's not bringing enough in, I don't know. Yeah, there's at least two there showing red. Why is that? Because they're... Why have they been disconnected? I do not remember disconnecting them at any point, so hopefully I've got what I need here. Oh, I don't have any cable. Typical. It's always the same. You go out and then suddenly realise you don't have everything you need. So let me jump back to the factory and we'll get that lot, and I can pick up some of these extras. Actually, what I could... Oh, I keep hitting the tilde key. It's not good. Let me go into here. Now, do I have enough power? No, I don't have any power going over that way. I do not want to fall, that's the thing. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a bit of a stretch getting the rest of them. There we go, let's grab that. Grab that. Now this was one of the reasons I wanted to try and change it. Is where they clip in, it does not look very nice. Where are you? Okay, I have to do it the old hard way. Yeah, so underneath this actual bridge itself, in case I weren't aware, I'm actually running my water pipes up. I thought it was kind of a nice little idea, just hide it and then have the train on top originally, but I'm kind of thinking I might change the top of this so it's more like maybe a concrete or something like that at some point. There we go. But yeah, I wanted to try and get into the routine as well of adding supports to all the buildings and such. Obviously at the minute, as you can see, of my Christmas factory over there, or my Fixmas factory, obviously it is got the foundations. They're not the greatest foundations, but it could be expanded on a little bit. But this is what the sort of thing I want to try and get into doing more of. See, what I could actually technically do is take some of those wall pieces, take them right down to the ground, and make some nice looking legs possibly. I don't know yet, I haven't quite figured that out, but it's a start anyway. One thing I did do as well, obviously I've got my aluminum factory production going on in this little one here. I did actually go through, married it into the rest of the factories. So obviously I did get rid. Obviously one thing I had is obviously the belts coming around the front here. I didn't really like it, but it served its purpose at the time. Obviously I've called them through and basically redone, kept the layout the same, but just redone the walls, added some of those windows in, so I think it looks a little bit better now. Obviously I've got the bauxite coming in, coal coming in as well. Obviously that's going through and creating obviously the good old aluminum casings, and then obviously the... Oh fudge, that's empty. These guys! Aluminum, yeah, these. Actually I do need to grab some of them while I'm here, so it's quite lucky. There we go. Right, so come down. There we go. Yes, but obviously if you guys have got any questions about the game, you're more than welcome to drop it in chat. I wanted some wire, wasn't it? So let's. Uh, I'm trying to get used to using the hover pack a little bit more, but at times it's just a hindrance. I'm still not come up with an idea to do with this little room yet, but we'll get there. Right, wire there. No, cable, that's what I wanted, wasn't it? So we'll grab a couple of them, and just in case, did I have any wire? Nope, I'll grab some wire as well, because that always comes in handy. I'll probably get a fair bit from down there. Actually, while I'm here, because I'm going to be doing some pipes, let's grab some of that. And I think I'll grab some plastic on the way out as well. Here we go. But yeah, I've got a fair bit being produced now. I do need to check in on motors. I thought I had it set up to get them automated, but I think I might have forgotten to actually link it up maybe. Let's grab some on that. Don't need too much this time around. Actually, got an idea. Do I have enough for it? I need some crystal tubing flips, oscillators, whatever they're called. So let's go grab some of them just before I head off again. I know they're up the top middle here. Yeah, so also I've got a couple of containers here for storage still to get added to. 1, 2, 3. There's one down there. There's 4. So it's slowly getting there. But yeah, what I think I'll end up doing is maybe knocking these walls down completely and then expanding this so all this is storage eventually. Well, don't go running too much. But also one thing I do want to try and do as well is create a exterior as well for my fuel plant at some point. I also want to do that, redo the outside of the coal plant there. The thing is, I've obviously started using obviously just normal walls that are coloured black, as you can see over there, and it's not really marrying in with how the rest of it's progressing. So at some point I do want to go through, remove them or change them. And one thing I did do last night as well is obviously that is my power storage in there. I added an additional 200 storages, so hopefully that's going to definitely help. So at the minute they're still powering up, so that makes 200 per layer, and I've got 3, so it's 600 power storages at the minute. Actually, just out of curiosity, how much is that storing? So they're storing 100, so yeah, so 3,000 power is being currently stored in there. So that's not bad. I'm not sure how much storage I should need. It'd be nice if they had actually bigger ones. Obviously, where you've got like your Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and so on in the productions, it'd be nice if they had something similar in some of the storages. Right, let's see what's going on here quickly, because that should be hooked up somewhere. I have no idea where. Right, we'll put one there. That could be why I'm lacking in places. The other one was that one, wasn't it? So there should be. It's possible that I just accidentally missed it. Interesting. But yeah, this is one reason I want to come through and redo this area. What do I keep clicking into? That one. There we go. So all these pipes should be maxed. See, the thing is, it's got enough coming through, but yeah, the flow rate is not right. See, all of these pipes should have 2 extractors coming through on each, but they're just not pushing through. The max 600. I'm not sure what's going on there. But that's one thing I do. See, that was not even flowing, to be honest, on that one for some reason. But yeah, this is what one thing I do want to try and go through and correct. But at least for now, my coal plant is, or coal power plant is up and running. It's producing electricity, or power I should say. So yeah, actually just out of curiosity, what is my current power? So yeah, there you go. I've got more than enough power at the minute. So yeah, but obviously I do want to try and keep it high, so it's gonna not affect if I do decide to take one of the power stations away or redo it, um, it's not going to affect it too badly. And also, I'd like to maybe try and set up how, I don't know if any guys have watched Mr. Darius Frost. He's actually got it set up so he has different switches for different stations. So it's like a step by step. So if I do have a power cut, for example, um, I can then go to one spot, flick a switch, and it'll kick like for the first power station in, and then do the next one, and then that's going to kick into the next one, sort of thing. But yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of red over there, which needs addressed for sure. And the thing is, I've got all the pure um, crude oil over here tapped. I think it is. I think they're all pure. Maybe pure and normals. If I remember, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been over here properly. I've got them all tapped. They're all overclocked, so I should be putting out a heck of a lot more than what I am. I've got this guy here creating some. I think I might have gone a bit overboard on the storage on these. I think this is the issue, one of the issues as well, where it's having to go through all that and then into the pipes. But the pipes are full. The flow rate is not the greatest, but it's, yeah. See, that's another one. I have no idea what's going on with this thing. I don't think it likes me, in all honesty. I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe just have one or two of the smaller storages, fuel storages, or not fuel, which call them liquid storages, and then go from there. But I've got all these here. About half of them are not up and running for some reason. Let's see, so yeah, see, it is really struggling for some reason over here at the minute. So in that case, what I'm going to just do is take this lot out for the minute. Actually, what I could do is just leave them in there and just drop it down, because for some reason it's not. See, it's really slow. And I do not understand what is going on. Let's just take that back. Yeah, I'll just take them all out. Yeah. Let's take these out a minute as well. And maybe where I've got them all overclocked, it's just struggling far too much. I don't know. But this is where I always seem to have issues, is with the fuel power. And I don't understand why, because I try and calculate it how everyone else does, but it just doesn't seem to work out right. See, I've got these just seem to be shutting down. I don't know why, or just not running properly. See, it's rubber is getting backed up for some reason on here. Let's have a little look. That could be the issue then. Right, that's okay. So let's come into here a minute. I'm wondering where it's. I think I've got where I switched them over. Yep, that's what it is. It's probably this bleeding container. Right, I've got plenty, so I can just get rid of that lot for now. Yeah, 'cause what happened is I ended up switching over some from plastic to rubber, and I think that is the issue. They're kind of all combining, so I think that is going to be first thing to address. So let's have a look. So that's rubber, that's rubber. Yeah, I've got a feeling that these are all the rubbers. Actually, it be hover pack on. Oh, there we go. And yeah, rubber, 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 rubber. Yep, that's all good. That's all good. That's good. Okay, so that's all producing the rubber. I kind of had it set up so this half would do the rubber, that half would do the plastic. Yep. See, they were fine, but obviously that one container just seems to be getting mixed up for some reason. So let's go down here somewhere. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay, so that's bringing in that. Where? I think I'm gonna have to sync some of this lot. Right, let's stick a splitter on here for now, just so that lot keeps going, and we'll bring that around to this container. No, it's coming out, isn't it? There. Doesn't have to be tidy or nothing, but that'll do. So that's got in there, that's getting backed up. So it's getting backed up from the looks of it at the train. Let's have a look. So that is full, that's full. See, that's empty. But yeah, for some reason, I'm getting a lot of backup on here. Let's pull this out a minute. Oops, there we go. Alright, okay, that's good to remember. How you doing, Aussie Kanga? Yeah. I need to look at some recipes to try and use up some of this. Let's get that cleared. Okay, so I think for the moment that is going to be fine. Let's have a look. Let's pull that out a minute as well. Obviously, I've got so much actually being produced, it's terrible at times. So you've got plastic and rubber on that one. Why? Yeah, I really need to go through and sort all this lot out. Let's get rid of that a minute. Right, so what I think I might actually just quickly do, because obviously I'm running all that stuff in here, I could actually just have it coming straight from that other side. All good? Oh, glad to hear it, bud. Right, so let's take that from there. I'm going to spin that around. And what I can do is run that direct over to the train station. So then that's going to completely miss those containers. Right, let's bring that across a little bit first of all. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I just have so many issues when it comes to these bleaking um, fuel generators. Right, so I want to bring that down a little bit really. I'm trying to keep away from doing the clipping, so let me just pop that there a minute. Oh fudge, I just think I should delete something I shouldn't. Oh no, good. Let me grab one of you, bring that down. But yeah, every single playthrough I've done on here, once I get to the fuel, it's just buggy for me. I don't know if it's probably just me to be honest. Maybe I'm not understanding something, I don't know. Right, so there's that. Let me do this as oh, let me do that. Oops, run out of power. Is that level? Nope, it's slightly off, so let's bring that back by 1. And let's see if I can get this sorted out. How many do you run off of one pipe? So I've got them all coming in. Let's see. Well, normally what I'll do is I'll look at how much it's being produced. So obviously this is 240. And then I'll calculate that out of whether obviously with these it needs at least 30 per minute. So I'll divide that by this and then set it up that way. But it never seems to work out for me right. So what did I say? So that's 30 for that. 6, 9, 12. So technically that should need 8. So 2, 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah. So that particular one there should be feeding all them. I do have the other, I think it's 3 in here, which is going to the rubber. But the numbers never seem to marry up right for me. I don't know why. I was going to set some more up and it didn't quite work out. Obviously. Oh yeah, that's crude oil coming in as well. So that's going to be off of one of the other nodes. Yes, that's that one there. So 2 are doing the rubber, 2 doing, yeah, that's what it was. The plastic. Out of curiosity, why did I put these here? See, I've got that filled up. um, yeah, and that one, I think, if I remember rightly, oh, this, interesting. Yeah, so obviously that's working fine. I could actually increase that now. But that's kind of one thing I wanted to try and get into, trying to sort out. And obviously, one thing I am trying to do as well is get into do the pipes so they're color coordinated coming in, coming out. But I do like how I have them raised up slightly. Let's think. If I was to sorry about that. Just microphone right next to me mouth there. So if I had that overclocked, what would that give me? Let's do this. So that's going to do 600 per minute. Let me see. 600. There we go. Obviously, this is going to be the plastic. No, this is rubber in it. So 600. So that's 10, 20. So technically, I should be able to do 20 of these. If I was to overclock that, that's going to be 75. 75. Could I remember? So that's 600 divided by 75. So that's going to be 8 all overclocked. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So technically, I could overclock all of these. And it's going to give me a fair bit coming out, which is going to be more than enough. So let's see if we can do that. Oh. That one's overclocked already. I need to get some more of these shards sorted out. I think I've got some more at the base, so... Yeah. I have no idea. It always seems to give me issues when I get to the power. It's like with the coal power plants, I always struggle with them when they hit the water. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I want to go down. Down! C! There. Yeah. I really wish I understood some of these a little bit better. What was it? Oh, or. bring that over here, and I'll pop that there. Obviously, that's still going to be bringing that in. Actually, what I could just do is sync all that. There we go. Let's take that out a minute. Don't need you anymore. There we go. Hey, Mr. T Miller, how you doing? Yeah, obviously I do need to keep them down a bit, so split the pipes. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, because obviously I see Darius and like Dave and they do when they're doing it, and they seem to have no issues. It's like frustrating. Obviously I try and do it, and yeah. Right. Let me grab a ramp. Now I'm using, yes, these ones in it. If I remember rightly, let's have a look. I was actually debating on doing a bit of City Skylines, because obviously that's one game I haven't not played yet. But yeah, I'd love to have a nice sized factory like what Darius has and all that, and then, yeah, just totally forget about power completely. Around 50 fuel generators on 165. You always have to run 1 to 2. Okay. Ah. Yeah. Right. So, right. Because one thing I do need to set up an overflow on this popping down here. Right. So let's grab that. To be honest, at the minute I'm not too worried heavily, because obviously I'm not really going for humongous factories. Um, but it'd just be nice to have more than enough power being produced, so I don't really have to worry about it, and actually just go out and expand. Obviously, one thing I would like to do is maybe get over to the desert, for example, start creating little small satellite factories, doing it that way. Yeah, what was I doing? I remember now. Got a bit sidetracked. And obviously, once we start getting into things like the particle accelerators, they're going to need a lot of power. Yeah. And I would like to try and get into nuclear at some point. But until I can get at least my power sorted before that, yeah. So I wanted Awesome Sync, and I do not have any reinforced jobbies. Dang it. Please say I've got enough for it. What was it 15 that said, wasn't it? For the Awesome Sync. 15 yet. Let's get some of these crafting. What do we need? Screws. I might have to go find a ore node and tap into that temporarily just to get some of these done. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more. I wonder if we've got any. Let's have a look. Or nearby. Give me a ping. Oof. Miles away. It'd be easier going back to the train station. Oh crap. Acid burn. Coming in with a sub. Oh, thank you very much. How you doing, bud? Twitch Prime, nice. Have you heard of an estimated date of the release of the mod pack 1 for season 2 pass? No, I'd imagine it was maybe within the first quarter of the year. So we're looking at probably March, I'd say, at the latest. For that, Mr. T Miller. Um, My current fuel plant is doing me just fine. Runs 400 generators with room for more. Nice one. I really wish I could get that really working. Right, so I'm gonna have to go back to the main base, I think. I've got plenty of products over there. Ooh, what have we got over here? There's like a copper there. Don't need copper. Nope. This is another nice thing is when you're out and about to keep an eye out for some of these little random nodes popping up. 'Cause you can, holy cheesy peeps. Thank you, Mr. Team Mother, for scaring the crap out of me there. That was really loud in my ear. Oh yeah. Nope. Yep, that is pretty loud as well. And thank you as well for the jump scare. Holy smokes. Right, that one's coal. Okay, I don't think I've got anything to take them out, so I'm going to stay well away from them for now. What we've got over here? That looks like Ethereum, is it? Yeah. Yes, I was actually kind of considering whether to go onto the Satisfactory calculator and see if they had any fuel power plants on there that I could maybe bring in. Because now on the imprints, blueprints, should say, not imprints, what am I like? They do have some places set up. Ah, yeah, there you go. That would probably definitely help. The thing is, when it comes to engineering and all that sort of stuff, I am absolutely useless. Come on then, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get back to the base, grab a few more bits and pieces. Yeah. Power is my nemesis, that's for sure. Yeah, so how you doing, Mr. Acid? Actually, how are you all guys doing out there today? Obviously, it is Saturday. I actually totally missed Mr. T Miller's stream earlier. Normally, when I wake up, he's still doing a bit of ETS or ATS or something. I got up this morning, he'd already finished. Thought, what? No! I do like lurking in the stream before I go live. But yeah, I'm kind of liking the metallic look of my factories now. Definitely a lot better than that plain black. Not sure. I think what I might do is add some like windows, add like that metal wall look to it. Also, that's my power bank. And I do need to add some supports or something. Can't just have it floating. That's one thing that makes me laugh is in this game is there's just no real life physics in it. You can make things just float in the middle of nowhere. Right, but yeah, this is my nice little train station. Obviously on the inside I've come through. Obviously you can still see the boxes, but I've got the pipes coming out. Obviously one thing I do need to do is add in um, some glass over the top of here. I'm not sure if I'm going to expand it out though. There's one idea I thought of is to try and leave plenty of room on this side, so if I wanted to add more I could and then build on. Obviously this side I'm trying to just keep nice and plain. But yeah, I think it's turned out really well. A lot better than how it was, and also I've just got some glass roofs on the top there. Right, so I needed reinforced plates, wasn't it? Oh, let's turn this thing off. Oh, stop it. There we go. You finished a little early, yeah. How did you get on today, by the way, T Miller? Reinforced plate there. I find it funny. I put steps in and stuff to get up to the levels, and end up using the jetpack. It's like, what the heck? Am I like, uh, there. I don't think I needed anything else. Um, plenty of computers, wire, cable, that. Actually, what we'll do while I'm here, just grab some more plates and stuff. Oh. I do not know why I've got the inspect. Oh, fudge! Didn't me do all that? Inspector gadget tuning my head this morning. I do not need for the screws, so let's grab a handful of them. And while I'm here, I'll grab. Where did I put them? Downstairs, wouldn't they? Some more power shards. I think I've got some in storage. Over hot. Oh, well. Let's see. I could do. Yep, the bottom one there. Oh. Let's grab you guys, and I thought I had another one. It was good. Ghost DK and Surf and Cabo was with you most of the time. Alright, first person by default, but mods can do third. Oh, okay. Yeah, literally the only mod I've got currently is obviously that plus 50 infantry that Darius uses. The other one I actually did add in is the conveyor hull one, where you can place them anywhere. It's kind of cool. Not sure what the hood bit's for. Yeah, not sure why it'd need a hood, but interesting. Because occasionally I've come through and thought, oh, it'd be nice if it was slightly off center. And obviously Darius mentioned it the other day, and I thought, oh, okay. So that I now actually have two mods installed. It's terrible. Uh, and somewhere I've got some crates for some reason. What if they're leftovers from that? But before you go, come here. But yeah, on sort of just on the end of the platform there, I actually had that other train station placed just to use that as like a reference to do my station there. And the nice thing is, obviously, what I can do from now, where it's now raised up, I could actually go outwards and further back if need be, if I want to add more stations. Modaholic, yep. It's a slippery slope. Yeah, yeah. Actually, one thing I would like to maybe eventually get in is fix-it farming. I have tried that before, um, and actually did pretty well. I actually got there's like two huge factories up and running, producing everything. The only thing I had the issue with was I think it was the composter. It just didn't seem to work right for me. It wouldn't take the products off the belt going into the composter. I don't know if they actually got it fixed or nothing. Obviously, I mentioned it to NBC Master Dad, and I think he actually tested it, and obviously he had the same issue, and I think he sent like a ticket in. But I'm glad it wasn't just me that had that issue. So yeah, right. So I'm gonna put an awesome sink down here. Da 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 da. Specials on it. And then what? Actually, I'll probably even get away with two at some point. Let's pop one just there for a minute. And I'm going to do a smart split. Oh. I just had a thought. I should have grabbed some AI limiters while I was there. And rotors. Oh my good. I wonder if I can make them here. Let's have a look. Let's see. Routers, not enough. But I may have enough. How much did I need for them? Because I only really need one for the minute. So I need two routers. I've got that. And one AI limiter. So let's do two of them. One, two AI limiters. Oh, I can. Phew! I'm semi-prepared. Right. Okay, so we want it in the middle there. And I'm going to bring that down to the ground. Hook that into there. And so that's going straight ahead. So that's going to be that one. So I want it to come out on here as the overflow. Hopefully. There we go. Cool. And then all I need to do now is hook it up to some power, and there we go. Yeah, because that is filling up really fast, so definitely may need to put two in, I don't know. Either or split that I could actually split that between two. Let's stick another one down. I'm waiting for Satisfactory version 1, then I'll be playing a playthrough on Satisfactory plus totally changing everything and needlessly over complicated. Yeah. And how you doing, Mr. Owen 19081? Do I recommend playing this game if you're into building and stuff like that, productions? Definitely. It is one amazing game, to be honest. It can be, well, from me, a little bit tricky to initially get into, but one thing you can do, if you just take your time, you can figure it out pretty well. Obviously, my biggest issue is I'm struggling with power. I just don't seem to be making enough power or something. Yeah, there we go. So that's that. See if I bring this up at the minute. As you can see, max. Now I think it's this one you always look at. The production side is when everything is running. I need at least 7,000 units. So I've got more than enough at the minute, but obviously it is lacking in places. But yeah, definitely recommend trying it out. And the nice thing is as well, um, they what actually I'll show you guys, and this is for anybody really. On there is a website called the Satisfactory Calculator, and I need to find the right screen. There we go. And here, this is actually my base at the minute. I've just loaded up my save game. And but on here, you can actually set. So if you're struggling with a production, for example, and you don't know how to do it, you can actually come here and go to Planner. So for example, Production Planner, and you can actually input what you want in here. I've never actually used this, so I'm not going to go into it too detail, but I definitely recommend you maybe have a look at this and try that out. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious how this thing actually works. So output add ion. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look. So for example, if I want a turbo fuel, so obviously I'd need refineries, assemblers, oil extractors, and mark some of the Mark III miners. I haven't actually got any of them sorted out yet. Obviously I don't have any of the power cubes and stuff, or whatever they're called. Um, do, 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 do. power needed for that. Actually, just out of curiosity, power planner. 500 watts. Well, definitely need more than that. So say I do 10,000. Let's have a look. Any gen. Now, also, I'm going to be going into fuel. Fuel input. Now, I'm currently using. I think it's that one. Use that one for the minute. Available power shards. Say none for the minute, and then allow for overclocking. So calculate that. Right. So you need. So yeah. So to create 10,000 power, I would need 67 fuel generators, and obviously I'd need at least 800 cubic meters of fuel being pumped through on that. Wow. And obviously you need to underclock one fuel to this. So the nice thing is, obviously it does say whether you need to overclock or underclock. Obviously this is only taking it into just using the base ones without overclocking or anything. To produce that, obviously I do need to have at least one fuel generator underclocked to about half. So this is really helpful, and also it does tell you exactly what you need for those builds. So that's actually, I really need to look at this a little bit more. But the thing I really wanted to look at is obviously the blueprints. Now obviously one thing you can do is actually import buildings direct into your save game with the megaprints. Also they do have the blueprints. And this is, oh, that looks a bit like the one Darius has got. I wonder if that's the same one. Very hard site, I use it all the time. Oh, handy site, yeah. For doing maths. Yeah, I really need to actually start using this more. Oh, quite like that. A miner's platform. Yeah, so obviously some of the guys have actually come through, created these already for you guys to use. Obviously, one thing you do need is to have the blueprints unlocked in the game, and at least have one blueprint pre-set up before you can actually start adding these. That's kind of nice, that little idea actually, creating a little platform. See, I never realised you could actually have these set above the nodes and they'll still mine. That's an interesting idea. I'm actually going to download that one. So obviously if you say for instance you see something on here that you like, and obviously I mentioned this the other day, Darius actually taught me through this on Wednesday's stream, because I didn't have a clue how to do any of this. So obviously if you come through, you see a blueprint that you like, because obviously that's what main thing I'm going to be using, is blueprints rather than actually importing them into the game. What you need to do is just scroll down here and download both of these files. I'll have a quick look through it and then I'll go on to the next part of that. That's kind of nice actually, I like that. That's kind of cool as well, a little battery storage. But that is far too small for what I need. I need something that's about 100 times that size. Hey there, Madeira, how you doing? Let's do. And yeah, so I thought I'd have a little bit of a. And obviously, if you're not following Madeira, please click on her link, give her a follow. She's doing a lot of like PV County at the minute. So yeah, definitely go over check her out there, guys. See, that's kind of a nice little power station type thing. Obviously, this is kind of like what Darius has set up, where each one is linked to a different power station. So, yeah. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-bam. And if you are looking for something in particular, so you can. Where the heck's the search button? There. Gone blind in me all day. It's right in front of me. Duh. Holy heck. Fuel, power. Let's try that first of all. See what comes up with. Probably nothing. See, that's not bad actually. Let's have a look at that. Converter hub? No idea what that is, but I'll have a quick look at that. Nuclear fuel rods, fuel power. But the nice thing is they've got so many blueprints up here, it's ridiculous. Fuel generator daisy chain and no mods. That's an interesting one. Da 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 da. See, even like this, for example. Let me open this one up in a different window. That is nowhere close to what I've currently got in storage. I've got like 600 of these set up. That's probably why my power is so high. I don't know. Let's have a look at this thing. And yeah, you're very, very welcome. Come on, go to the next screen. Obviously, if you do know people who've got blueprints as well, maybe ask them, see if they'd be willing to let you try some of them out as well. What is this thing anyway? Oh, it looks like storage of some kind. Eh, it's kind of nice little idea. Nah, not interested. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, that is definitely not putting out enough. Input. Shame. And the nice thing is, if you wanted to, you could actually see it as well in real time within the game being created. I'm guessing. That looks a little bit strange. Yeah, not sure about that. But it's kind of cool just having the tops there showing. This is definitely something I need. I've never actually got into doing the hybrid tubes yet. And if somebody's already created that, it saved me trying to figure the bugger out. So let's grab that. Plastic factory. But yeah, this is the sort of style I usually go for. Where it's lots of glass, bit of metal. Interesting. But yeah, obviously that's not really outputting what I need. Well, also produces 833. Yeah, so I need a plant sort of about 20 times the size of that. But very helpful. Right, so like I said, obviously one thing you're going to need to do is close your game down once you've got your Jimmy flips there done, downloaded, blueprints. There's that, there's that. Now I live at home again, so we'll see if I can stream again. Ah, okay. Right, so what you need to do is go to your download folder, and this is going to have your plans, your blueprints. So what do, just copy all them, or cut them if you want to. Obviously I just do Control X. Then what you have to do is go to the C drive, go to users, your folder, and then app data, local, then find factory game. In there you got your saved, save games, and then in here you have a blueprints folder. And this is where you want to place them. Obviously, this is the folder you need. So we're just going to paste them into there. Obviously, some of these are the ones I've already set up myself. And obviously, there's the train station that I imported the other day. And then here's obviously those ones that I've just downloaded. Once they're there, what you can do if you really wanted to is go back 2 spaces, for example, and actually just right click that, show more options, and you can actually send it to your desktop as a shortcut. So rather than having to go through that every time, put it onto your desktop and boom, there you go. Actually, I do have it, but it's on my other screen. But yeah, really cool. Once you've done that, drop them in there. You can then go load up your game. I'd mega print my current power plant, but it's not a normal one. My current playthrough, I have a rule not to use pipes outside of a building. Makes a something very interesting build. Yeah, that is really kind of interesting how you've done that. Right, so we're gonna load you back up. Let me jump back to the satisfactory screen. So then you're not seeing all these different things popping up. There we go. Black for just a moment. Hopefully it's going to kick in a sec. Oh, please come up. And I've got sound. Oh, there we go. Phew. Almost thought I'd broken something there for a second. Right, so obviously when you come in back into the game, go into here where your blueprints are. And there you go. So obviously the ones I just downloaded is obviously the hybrid tube or hypertube catapult, and then the minor platform. That's kind of an interesting idea. The only thing that does bug the crap out of me though with these is, okay, they've got the platform, but they don't have the miner added to it. It was the same with the train station. It didn't have the platforms in the station there. But I like that. I am going to use that actually, to be honest. So that is really kind of cool. If you've got the power things underneath. So yeah, really like that actually. So there is that one, and then there's this guy. Wow, I've always never been able to get one of these successfully set up, so that makes my life a little bit easier. And the nice thing is you can put it on a ramp and sort of catapult yourself up into the sky if you really wanted to. Um, let's see how that's getting on over there. Because obviously I've got the blenders doing my diluted fuel. It's got plenty coming in. It's very constant, so obviously I do have it overclocked as well. So I don't understand why it's struggling so much. Got a little bit in storage there. Yeah, because when I had this all originally set up, I had tons being produced, and yeah, it just doesn't seem to be working quite right. I wish I never came over here now. Right, so that log's being cycled out, and that's slowly working through. That's slowly working through. Now, one thing is, do I have? I hope I've got a smart splitter on that. Oh yeah, I do. Good. Oh, oh, oh. Hello, Mr. Jababo. How are you doing, sir? Or that red hurts your eyes. I know. It's one thing. Obviously, I just threw it down to get it up and running. Um, and how are you doing, sir? I am gonna probably rip it all down at some point and go through and redo it all. so it actually matches in with like the main factory area. Yeah, I think this is just gonna do in my head and try to do this today. I've got enough power being produced, so that's fine. I just need to keep it being produced. So let's jump back on the train, and go head home, I think. And obviously, if you guys are not following Mr. Jababo, please click on his link, give him a follow, and catch him when he does go live, because he is an amazing content creator. He does a lot of farm sim, where it's a style maybe not everyone would like, but it's really interesting to watch because it's using the smaller equipment, the older equipment and stuff. It's real Strug Boss type stuff. I do lurk a lot in your streams, by the way, Mr. Jab. Doing well, still having sleeping issues. Day 5 now. Holy smokes! I'd take it have you been over to the doctor to see? Thank you for that. Oh, no problem, buddy. Heck, you are definitely an amazing guy. That's better. Yeep. Yeah, I hope you've been to the doctor, and obviously I know some of them don't really say yeah, whatever. And over here at the minute, it's kind of like you make an appointment, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, you might get a phone call appointment for. It's like that's not helpful. I need to see a doctor, or my wife needs to see a doctor, or whoever. It's yeah, really ridiculous. It's like just before Christmas, I was getting a lot of sleeping issues as well, actually, with you. And obviously, I was having other symptoms coming through. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I ended up going to the doctor, obviously, because they wanted to get me my bloods tested for like like wheat intolerant and stuff like that. Turns out my bloods are perfectly fine. They're not going to do jack anything else about it. So yeah, so I'm still having issues now after I've had like white bread and stuff like that and pizzas. Big problem is I like pizzas. So I'm kind of supplementing a lot of the white bread and wheat products with like brown bread and stuff like that. So as the doctors don't seem to want to do jack about it, I'm kind of having to go in and do it myself now. Okay, so I do want to check this hypertube thing out. So let's have a look at these blueprints a minute. And let's actually let's clear this list a minute. And we're going to add one of them. Oops. So I do need to grab some additional products from storage. So let's go on in. Yeah, I've never been able to get the hypertubes working, so I hope this one works. Because they are fun. There's the pipes. Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't seen it, obviously this is actually being rebuilt at the minute. Slowly adding in the extra productions I need as and when I'm needing them. Obviously this area is going to be my storage. It's going to be obviously up down, so I've got the bigger container storages behind here. The belt system I'm not going to show you guys because you'd be shocked. Holy heck. But yeah, I'm going to probably expand it out that way and just have one big huge room being filled up with different store products and that. And where are they? There they are. Actually, I think I've got some over here. Obviously, these containers on the back here, these are what's left over from my original build. Nope. Okay. Good to know. Right, so let's grab some of you guys and let's. No, I don't want to go up the stairs. Jeez. There we go. Right. Yeah, so this is kind of the look I'm going for, where I've got obviously these metal walls with glass. I am slowly adding in, obviously, lighting. It's kind of annoying because they don't really light up that much of an area. Hence why I'm sort of putting one in, leaving a gap, putting another one in, and doing it that way. So, actually, to be honest, one thing is it is a bit tighter than it used to be. That is for definite. Righty. So one thing I do want to do is I need to aim it in a way that's not going to mess me up. So let's go back up on the roof. Hopefully I've got enough fuel here to get up here. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And obviously I want it. This is just going to be for test wise, guys, to see what it's like. And I'm kind of hoping it's going to go on an angle. Let's go with one of these guys. If I can get it to come on top. Are you going to come on top? Yes, but the wrong freaking way. Hey, yeah. Okay, if you're going to misbehave, let's go that way. Let's try this way instead. There we are. That's what I wanted. There we go. Zoop that up. I have no idea how much this is going to need. Right, so let's come into here to blueprints. We'll grab one of you. Yeah, that is the shame. Why couldn't they put it on an angle? Not a worries. I was kind of hoping that it'd go onto the foundations there, but it's not. It's just a flat one. But that's fine, not a problem. Oops, there we go. So let's come over this way and stick it down here a minute. I'm probably going to end up replacing this, put it somewhere else. So I just want to test it out. Right, I do need power. Now that's a good question. I think it's under this one, is it? Yep, there it is. Let's just bring you out here. Power that up. See, how are you meant to use that? It doesn't have all the bits in it. Or am I missing something? Oh, there we go. Yep, that didn't do jack. I think... Yeah, that does not work quite right. Because see, I would say it's meant to have... Let's see if it's... Let's try from there. See, this is why I don't do hypertubes. Is that going the opposite way then or something? I have no idea. Stick that there. Oh, that's definitely not right. I don't want it on that side though. Oh, fudge. It's probably going to be too long, is it? I'm just having a little bit of messing around, guys. Yeah, that doesn't look right to me. Wow, that really works well. Okay. Fudge nuggets. Didn't mean to go that way. Oh, yipes. Let's try something else. So yeah, I've seen some where they slide into it. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that is crap. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go through and try and figure out one out myself. Anyway, good idea, but yeah. Anyway, right. I have actually done very, very little today. It's terrible. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? I can't remember. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Motors. I'm going to go back to that fuel station later. I can't get my head into it at the minute. Right, so there's rotors being produced in there. I'm sure I had motors set up. Maybe I didn't do it yet. Computers. AI limiters. That's still empty. No idea what I'm going to do in there yet. Oh, okay. I'm guessing then I must have not got around to putting them in. Well, that's kind of weird. That is very kind of weird. Let's jump across here. Well, I guess I've just found a use for this area. Right, if I remember rightly, it should be in here. Yeah, so obviously I do have one unlocked. I'm definitely haven't got the nuclear stuff going, so I'm going to leave those rods. Out of interest, these rods, what do they take? Limiters and interesting. So we need two of them. That's going to give me 7.5. And the normal. I usually just aim try and use the normal ones, to be honest. Rotors and stators. It's going to, yeah, yeah. Obviously, that's giving me 16 a second. This is doing 12 a second. Yep, I think it's just gonna have to be a normal one for this time round. So let's get rid of you. And do I have you? Yeah, I do. Yeah, nope, I don't want that. Oh, fudge, wrong one. Blueprints. I just had it a minute ago. Why did I do that for? There we go. Okay, righty. So this is going to be for motors. Right. Let's get you lined up to around about there. I think there's one thing I did mention the other day is, oh fudge, that's too close. I want to go through and download the bigger blueprints creator. Is that on the right spot? It is. Because there's a few ideas I've got, but I do need that larger blueprinter. That's not lined up right, is it? Oh, I've done it again. Look at that. I am really struggle boss today. Yeah, see, that's probably why, because that's it. Now what I tend to try and do is line these up so they're on the center of the foundation. If one goes off, they all seem to go off. Right, let's try that again. Right, so I need to leave it out a bit. So there. I'm not gonna push them right next to each other. I'm gonna leave a slight gap. There. Yeah, in all honesty, I really don't need too much, I don't think, at the moment. Right, and that is actually facing the correct way. Holy heck, that makes a change. Normally when I put these things down, they're always facing the wrong way. It's like, what the heck? How I miss the days of the 1 second autosave. Yeah. Actually, mine is still not too bad. Which I'm kind of happy about. But obviously, when you watch like Darius, and when his autosave kicks in, it's like 30 seconds. It's like, what the heck? Actually, what I'm going to have to do... Idea. I have to keep doing this. Shoot one there. Let's get rid of that. And we'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of them. No, replace them. Ah, fudge nuggets. Right, so it's going to be coming in the wall behind me. Ooh, it sounds like the birds are having a funny 5 minutes this morning. There we go. And we'll do it that away. Yep, they are facing the wrong way after all that. Yeah, it's definitely struggle bust for me today, guys. Okay, let's try this again. So, I need to make sure that it's coming up from behind. Oh yeah, put one there, and that should be fine. Oh, definitely the weekend, isn't it? That is for sure. There to there, and there. Cool. Right, so let's put these guys in on this side. There. Yeah, I think 6 would be more than enough for now on this. So that goes there, that there. Oh well, doesn't really matter as long as it goes in. But as long as it goes in, that is the main thing. Alright, so let's grab some power. There. There. Oh, fiddlesticks. My mouse hit the keyboard there for a sec. I'm actually kind of surprised that none of the cats have come to join me today. There to there, and then put up high there. Why didn't I place down? Thank you. Right, so I'm going to need to bring in the products from outside. These are only 2, so one in there, and put a single in there. So obviously input stuff is going to be there, output there. You're up to 2 to 5 minutes, holy heck. Yeah, that is ridiculous. There, there we go. That's not one I want. A merger. Obviously, I'm going to triple stack it in the middle. 1, 2. But obviously, I need to make sure that the green arrow is facing outwards. There we go. Because obviously, I'm going to be bringing the products back down the front here. This is how I'm trying to get into setting up a lot of these production lines now, where the main input products are being loaded in the middle, and then it comes out of the outside and brought back out the same way they came in. There we go, that's fine. So we'll get him hooked up. There, you're fine. So we'll bring that around and we'll hook that into there. And we'll do booby doo there. We'll hook them up while I'm here. And yeah, obviously one nice thing as well, if you've got a scroll wheel on your mouse, you can bend these belts around when you're placing them. It does make life, oops, a little bit easier. There we go. Right, so obviously I am going to be doing just standard motors in these ones. Somewhere. There we go. So copy that. Pop that there. And obviously one thing I'll do is I'll be running it probably underneath. And yeah. So we need stators, we need rotors for this recipe. So once again, I'm going to add that to my, oh, hello, the manufacturer. That's an interesting combination. How far into satisfactory have you got to? I'm just starting to unlock the nuclear. Ah! Oh, I haven't got any silica. Right, so obviously to hook up the power, which I'll do in a little while. So stators and rotors. So rotors I don't know that are down the far end, and I'm sure the stators are right next to it. So there's the stators in that room. And I'm pretty sure, yep, so that's good. They're right next to each other. So what I can do is tap into that underneath and bring them up. So one is there, one is there, so that gives me an idea. And we'll use 4-hole normal ones as usual. Yeah, the nuclear stuff kind of scares me. 1, 2. I'd love to get into doing the nuclear, but yeah, it's kind of scaring me a little bit. Nope, I need to take it from the bottom first. So that's going into there. That's going into there. And let's change that to out. There we go. So this is where they're going to be going. Obviously I do have a little area underneath, which is a little, it's not bad. I've seen worse. Actually I can take this out now, because I do not use this train track anymore. That needs to stay, that needs to go. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to get into a routine of having the inputs a little more tidy going inwards. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But obviously, because obviously on the lower level, I'm using the bigger manufacturers. Obviously, they've got 4 inputs, so I'm trying to set them down low, and anything that's got like 3, 2, and 3 are having to go up high. So let me rotate you. That's fine. And what I could possibly get away with, let's do it that way. So I know that's the output. Right. So somewhere around here, oops, didn't mean to hit that one. I keep hitting the F key instead of the C key. Now I know somewhere over here is what I want. Which side are you? Oh, you're on that side of you. Okay, so underneath here should be my output. Yep, for stators. So I'm going to stick a splitter on that belt there. And let's get you brought over. Actually, I've got an idea. Can I do it? Will it? Yes, it will. Good. Yeah, I'm trying not to really do overlapping on the belts and stuff. Hence why I'm kind of trying to keep it nice and tidy. And if I can mount them or overmount them or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to try and do that as I'm going. So there's that one. And then I need the middle one. The only ones that seem to have the... Oh... Yeah, overlap is going to be these. But I'm fine with that. Actually, let's just grab that. There we go. Right, so I need it to come over to there, don't I? Yeah. So let's bring you across. Bam. Let's bend that around. Oops. My mouse also has issues with these as well. There. How do I want to play this one? I want to bring that over here. I'm just going to curve over. Obviously, this area is not going to be used for anything else in the future, so let's just do it that way. Oh, save. There you go. That's my auto saves at the minute. Not too bad. Oh, that's kind of interesting way of clipping on. Cool. Oh, you sod. So let's grab you. I want you on there. Thank you. And now I can bring them both over at the same time. Makes life a little bit easier. Right, so I'm going to be going fair way down, aren't I? I'm kind of lost, That's where my storage is, so need to bring it across a little bit to here. Also, I'm going to have a little bit of clippage on some of these belts, but thankfully don't get to see it, so a little bit I don't mind. If it's too much, then it's just, yeah, I'll probably end up going through and redoing them. And where in the heck is my inputs gone? Oh, right there. Don't you just hate when you're doing that? You're going through, putting your belts in, and then you suddenly lose where you need to go. There. But also, if you guys got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I doubt I'll be able to answer many, but yeah, I can try. I've got Mr. Jababo. He does a lot of satisfactory. Aussie Kanga there. It's doing pretty well. There we go. There we go. Actually, I want to bring that level first, and then bring it in. So 1, 2. So clip onto there. Can bring that up a little bit. Where the heck are you? 1, 2. Oh, slightly off. Oh well. Is it? Yeah, slightly off there, but I think I can get away with that. Okay, so obviously I need to add the power next. And then that lock can just kick in. So, grab you. And there we go. That's now rocking and rolling. That was kind of nice. So while that's doing that, I'll just get these filled back in there. My general rule is clipping is if it's not moving and it looks... Yeah. Yeah. Normally I try not to do clipping, but every now and again it's just so much easier. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, obviously that's my Christmas factory. I think it's kind of nice. It's not really doing a lot at the minute, but it's still producing. I've got tons and tons of presents um, in storage, which is slowly coming in. Obviously, I do need to at some point try and get on to completing the phase 4 stuff. Yeah, I haven't even looked at those yet. I think I do need, if I remember rightly, I think it's nitrogen gas for doing the cubes there. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare. Out of interest, what is that there? I don't think that's been used yet. Nope, okay. Right, so you're an output there, okay. So if I bring that across, it's going to maybe clip a little bit, is it? Dang it. Because I know somewhere in here should be... Oh, maybe not. There it is. Oh, it's just slightly off. Okay, I've got to try and work something out here. Let's bring that across first of all. Also, I need to get this into the storages. That's not too bad, I don't think. Okay, actually, I think I'll take it across more. Because obviously I've still got a couple of productions here, lines I need to set up. So I don't want to block that off now. So let's do a little bit of clipping. Bring these across. And I'll take it in at some point here. There, that's not too bad. So I think, where am I? Right about there. 1, 2, I think, roughly. There, let's get rid of these. And I've got to figure out which storage bay I want them to go into as well. La 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 la. There's that Inspector Gadget again. There. Now I do have 2 areas here set up for taking products up and down behind some of those processes set up already. So this is where it really gets mad for spaghetti junctions. There. I'm just hoping I've got at least one more space area. Yeah, I could probably just shove one on top of one of these here. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with it so far. So I was kind of getting to one of those points where I just couldn't understand anything. I don't know why. But yeah. Obviously, I know it's a little bit of a mess behind here, but it's all fun. I don't think there's anything in there. Oh, it's crystal. That's the rotors. I've got to figure out which door storage I need. I've got 1, 2. Is there anything in there? Nope. Okay, so that one there is the one I need. Little miles OCD is going off the charts. Yeah, that's kind of why I've got it hidden, and I try to not show that area off too much. Um, yeah, I think at some point I'll probably end up coming through, redoing it, and setting up a little bit nicer. Obviously, this was kind of added on afterwards. I thought, well, how the heck am I going to get it up and down? So I just thought I threw this in. Right. And so it's going to be you. Yeah, this is definitely one little area I try not to show off. Put you there. And that should be bringing in the motors. Once I connect up this end. Ba, 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 ba. Whoa. Dang it. There. Two. Yeah, I would like at some point actually is to set up a actual storage for this in its own building. There we go. So I keep seeing some streams and that where people have got like massive storages set up with it being brought in on the train and such, and I really like that idea. There we go. That's kind of cool. Got the motors now going. Why did it unclick that? Maybe here's like a backup type area. And so we're doing motors in that one there. So that's pretty much, is that all the bottom line done? Yay! Cool. Right, I've got to try and figure out what. Actually, I do need to grab some more of them. Always helpful to have some of them on standby. Right, so let's clear that because you're now finished with. So. I'm trying to think of what else I needed to get up and running. Now I do know down the bottom here I do have. Oh, where was it? Was it one? Oh, the radios. I need to get this up and running at some point, the radio controls, because I want to be able to start going out, placing down, seeing what's actually out there. Is there a place to help with planning for S Plus? Satisfactory Plus? No idea. I know a lot of planning type stuff can be done on the Satisfactory Calculator website. I don't know if that has anything like that. Oh, it's a mod, is it? Okay. Yeah, no idea. Right. While I'm here, I might as well get this lot set up, hadn't I? Crystal oscillator, circuit boards. Was it that one? I'm sure it was that one I was doing. Aluminum casing, rubber, yep. So that's good. That's going to actually start using up some of that rubber off the train. So that's good, that's good, that's good. Right. Obviously, I didn't get this set up because obviously I think it was the crystal oscillators that it wasn't producing the other day when I was doing this, which is why I left it blank. But obviously, I've now got them up and running, so I can get this all set up now. Alright, so there's that. Yeah, what out of interest, just being nosy, what is S Plus anyway? Because I've never heard of that one. that there for now. There we go. Let's copy that. Paste that there. Satisfactory Plus. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I like to ask questions because I've never heard of Satisfactory Plus. It's a mod that makes the game hardcore and more things. You can make them more steps. Tabs. Ah, okay. Definitely a jabs style thing then. Okay. Gotcha. That's an interesting idea. Wow. Right, so let's bring that across. Hmm. Yeah, to be honest, I find it hard enough just doing the game as it is. So making it even harder, that's like, yeah, no thank you. Uh, right. I think about there. We'll bring it in on that side. Yeah, honestly, I think even just for me, the base game itself is kind of hard at times. It's like obviously, like I mentioned earlier, my biggest issue is the power. That always messes me up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stepped. Right. So, oops. Helps if I put the holes in. One. Yeah, I cannot imagine this being any harder. Oh, yipes. A little bit of clippage on that one. Oof. A harder version. My goodness. See, I've not got that in my mind. Oh, no. I will definitely stick with how it is at the minute. Another thing I'd like to get into more as well is the building side. What I basically mean is creating more custom looking buildings and stuff. So I've watched a lot of Total Eclipse and stuff like that, and think the stuff he does is kind of amazing. Alright, so let me bring this over here. So I'm going to be grabbing it from there. Because I know I've got some plastic over here. That's rubber I want in it. Rubber, rubber, rubber. That's plastic, yeah. Grab it from... Oh, wrong one. I want that one. There. I'll bring it up and over. That'd be fine, I think. Into there. It's very involved. Can't wait for it to be updated after 1.0. Ah, okay. Example, you get ore, you have to crush it before you can smelt it. Actually, that's a nice idea, actually. I like that. More ingots, iron, copper, tin, lead. Okay. Power is take green water, run it through a building to take biomass out, and then take water to steam run through turbines, then Smokestack. Oh, okay. Actually, I could like that. Out of interest, are you gonna stream any of that, or have you already? I think I haven't seen many of your Satisfactory streams recently. But I wouldn't mind actually seeing how that's done. I'm kind of you got me curious now. It's not good. How dare yous? I don't want that. I want some aluminum casings. Do I have any coming in here? I don't think so. Oh, phew. I was lucky. So I've still got some of these to remove. Obviously, where I've taken the old train system out, obviously I've still got some of these belts left over, so I need to get rid of that. Give me power, give me power. Where's there some power? Does that not have any power come through it? Nope. Well, that's a good friggin' start. There. This is another thing I think it would be nice if it was set up a little better. Is with the hover pack, it had a larger area to connect to. There we go. That's better. There we go. We're rocking and rolling. Right, so don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Oh fudge, I'm going to do it again anyway. Let me grab another one of them over here. Aim out. It looks like I've got a... Oh, look at that little bugger. There we go. Aluminum casings I need to bring in, don't I, next? Don't know, does that bring anything on it? Should be. Let's have a look at the... Oh, don't want that one. Let's hide that lot for the minute. I don't think that's actually got anything coming onto that one now. I think that had fuel, if I remember rightly. But let's get rid of that anyway. For now. Okay, so somewhere in and around here, I should have bauxite coming in. That's that, okay. Do I not have any coming out then? I guess not. Okay, so I need those aluminum casings. They're right above me, actually. We got 'em. I'm just interested. I'm not going to promise that I'd add anything in. I might. I don't know. If I get a little bit bored, download it, check it out myself. But obviously, I do like to see things first. Right, so that's casings. That's casings. That's good. Now, as I'm actually producing quite a bit, I'm not actually outputting it with anything else. So, to try and use up some of this, I'm going to actually put it into a merger and try and tap into both of these. But yeah, I do like to see things before I start using them. And rotate that outwards. Why won't you allow me to go into there? Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's an output. Go on input. Why does it not allow me to? 4, thank you. Why is that not allowing me to click in? What in the heck's going on? Merger. Green pointing to the front, that's what I usually have. Let's bring it out a little bit more. I want 4. Okay, that's freaking weird. That is really strange. Something's a little bit buggy in my game, I think. Yeah, it is a merger. Hashtag I think I broke the game. Let's stick you back in there a minute. See, that works fine. Let me try not accessing input. Okay, that's allowing me to click onto there. Very friggin' weird. Let me try this. Yeah, that is definitely an input. Now what? What in the heck? Something's weird. I don't know. I'm gonna have to restart, I think. Something is not quite right there. Let me save that a sec. Quit that. Yes. Anyway, guys, to be honest, that is going to be it for today. Because obviously, I do need to jump off and do some real life stuff, like food, for example. Also, I want to say a big, huge thank you to all you guys for coming out today. And helping where you can. Obviously, I've still got a lot to learn about this freaking game, that is for sure. So I need to see if I can find someone to raid over to. Let's mute you. Who we got? We've got Evil Race doing some Factorio, Nico, which are. Oh, I see a bit of Quickie Mickey actually. He's doing a little bit of farm sim today. Let's have a look see where he is. On the West End 64 map by Mr. Kaz. Is it Kaz? Can't remember. But yeah, that is one heck of a sized map. No, it says he's live, but his map is up. I'm not. Let's see. Uh, how long's that been going? 11 minutes. Anything? Not sure what's going on with Quickie Mickey there. His stream's live, but nothing's going on. I'm not even hearing anything coming through from his stream, so it's a bit of a shame. Quickie Mickey. Hello, mate. Are you there? Nope. I'm not a big fan of weed, but obviously for any of you guys interested, UK3 Lines Gaming is currently doing a little bit of Weed Shop 3 playthrough. Actually, it's meant to be 3 lions, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody out there. Let's do a search for Satisfactory. Browse. Satisfactory. See who is out there today. Now, normally, I don't really watch too many people doing Satisfactory, apart from Darius and that. Who's who? First time playing Satisfactory, Sergeant Pepper. Wow, even like the normal people that I'd watch aren't even live on doing Satisfactory. I might as well keep it in Satisfactory, shall we? There's somebody down under actually doing some Satisfactory. He's got a few viewers there. Grumpy Old Nerd. I've heard of him before. So let me copy that. He's doing a bit of a nice little playthrough there, actually. So yeah, I think we'll go over and raid into him, see what he's up to today. Alright, so let's get this going, guys. So raid. There's Grumpy Old Nerd. But yeah, so obviously, guys, I will be back again on Wednesday. Obviously, make sure to check out Mr. Dajnet later on. Not sure what he'll be doing. Obviously, yesterday he was doing a little bit of Farm Sim modding on the new map. Obviously, still no release date for that map yet. Still waiting on Giants, and obviously the new editor for that. Obviously, I'm still going to be going through creating and updating the factories for the map and for the mod packs. Obviously, once Braven has gotten out an update to the revamp mod, we can then start pushing out the buildable factories to you guys. Obviously, a lot of the stuff that's in that update is needed to be able to do the buildables. But obviously, for now, guys, I want you guys to have a great rest of your weekend. Um, Obviously, catch Mr. Jababble when he goes live. I think Aussie Kanga. Do you actually stream, bud? I think you do. I can't remember. Make sure to check everybody out when they do go live anyway. But have a great weekend, guys. That's it for me, and let's get this going. We'll go over and see what Mr. Grumpy Old Nerd is up to today. I've not actually seen him yet, so hopefully he's a decent streamer. But let's go show some support. All the best, guys. See you later.